All right, some breaking news coming to us. Big news for Bournemouth fans as well. New owner, obviously, new owner last season. They've just announced the signing of Roma forward Justin Kluivert. You'll know the name, son of Patrick Kluivert. They've got him from Roma for an initial fee of 9 million, rising to 10 million with add-ons. The 24-year-old has spent the last 3 seasons away on loan, most recently at Valencia last campaign. It's quite big, I think. I feel like this is big for Bournemouth. Yeah, I feel like it's significant. It's a big signing.
Yes.
Or maybe I'm saying it because it's a big signing in name. Obviously, the name Kluivert, but I think it's a big signing regardless.
Yeah, I think it is as well. For a club the size of Bournemouth to be making, definitive moves in the transfer market from clubs like Roma.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be a well-trodden path. Leaving a club the size of Roma to go to Bournemouth.
You're right.
Do you know what it does, though? Do you know what I think it signifies? I think it signifies the power of the Premier League. That it's in a player's interest to leave a club like Roma. You think of the history of Roma. Think about what Roma represent. Think about the players that have formerly played for Roma. Like they've recently just won a trophy in Europe.
Yeah.
And yet, Bournemouth, without being disrespectful to them...
No, I don't think this has been disrespectful. I think this is being honest.
No, but...
No, you are correct. You're leaving Roma, managed by Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
I remember Roma. Totti, you remember Roma as a kid?
Batistuta.
Yeah, all the big players that have come through there. You're leaving Roma to go to Bournemouth. That's a big... That's a big one, isn't it? It's a big coup for Bournemouth here.
It also tells you the power of the Premier League. I feel like the Premier League has on some level and by some definition become the Super League. Like this isn't really what it should be, should it? Like Bournemouth should not be taking top talent away from Roma.
Oh, well, he's been out on loan for the last 3 seasons, so
it's
Roma have clearly decided that he's not talented enough for them. No,
that isn't necessarily what that means. Being out on loan, and then leaving for Bournemouth, I think it does signify the power of the Premier League more than anything else.
Not a big fee though, 9 million rising to 10. I mean, I guess that's almost a gamble they can make. Bournemouth in the past have spent a bit of money when you think of the players that have gone to the club. So I think good move for Bournemouth. It will be interesting to see how he gets on next season. Could you make this same argument about the next player I'm going to talk about? We spoke about him yesterday. Obviously, Roma to Bournemouth isn't as big as isn't as vast as AC Milan to Newcastle, is it?
No, AC Milan to Newcastle isn't quite so outlandish. But over the years,
that player Sandro Tonali, by the way.
Over the years, there have been some iconic players at Newcastle United. They've had some of the greats of the game have played there. The fact that in recent times, I can remember Faustino Asprilla scoring a hat-trick against Barcelona. It wasn't that long ago that happened. So no, I think Tonali going to Newcastle, particularly this iteration of Newcastle United, the way that we view them, the way that we've thought about Newcastle, our definition of Newcastle United has to change now. They are a club that need to be taken seriously, and if you are viewing them through the lens of Mike Ashley's Newcastle,
then you're wrong. Yeah,
if you are thinking about Newcastle United, even the Sir John Hall Newcastle,
you're wrong.
It isn't that anymore.
And that was a great Newcastle, exciting Newcastle. This Newcastle team now, me and you've joked about it. Well, not even joked about it. We think they will probably win the Premier League in the next 5 to 6 years if they go about the way they're going.
I believe they will.
Yeah,
I believe they will. I believe that they will certainly. I think they will certainly end their long wait for silverware.
Yeah,
they will certainly end that, and I also believe that they will compete for the Premier League. The PIF, who are now owning Newcastle, they are so wealthy. Like it isn't comparable to any other football club. They have infinite wealth, infinite funds. They can make anything work financially. And when you have that level of income, of course, the players that you can sign... How much pressure
then is on Eddie Howe?
A lot.
Ridiculous amount.
He's doing a very good job. Yeah. But there'll be a lot of pressure, There'll be a lot because when there's that much money, the standards are so demanding. Excellence is demanded throughout the club because it isn't only about how much money you spend on players. We saw this actually with Manchester City when they first started getting ready to be the club that they are today. You know when they started getting their club set up for Pep, they started making correct signings, building a state-of-the-art training facility. That sort of thing starts now. So Newcastle United, as much as it's very important that they have the players available and they can sign the best players, everything, they will demand excellence from the top down. Everything will improve at that club. The training facilities will become the best. Everything will be exquisite at that club. And ultimately, I believe that when there is that level of wealth and that level of excellence, a title will follow fairly soon.
talkSPORT Drive.